Hello everyone, Ark here, and today I want to bring a brand new series I'm bringing to this channel. It's basically me talking about my thoughts on something. And no, it's not like Apocalypse Diaries. AP3 is coming out in June. If anything massive happens by then, which some things have. I don't remember what they are, I just know some shit went down, but we're not talking about the apocalypse here. This time, we're going to be talking about wrestling. And I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've said multiple of times, I am a huge fucking fan of wrestling. I mean, shit, I even have a video on my channel where I got fucking slammed by the guy who trained Jon Moxley, former AEW champion, current IWGP US champion, former WWE champion, I think? I'm not sure on that part. No, he was actually. No, now I remember. Anyways, so yeah, I'm a huge fucking fan of wrestling. And today, we're going to be talking about the new addition to AEW. And that is Christian Cage. Now, Christian has been wrestling since, from what I can remember, at least the mid-90s. Back in WWF, which is now WWE. So when that happened, he was kind of booked as Edge's brother, which was kind of weird. But then again, the 90s were fucking weird. And was in a team with him, Edge, and Gangrel, known as the Brood, which was honestly one of my favorite factions from back in that era. And when New Day went out to the ring dressed as the Brood with the theme back in Halloween a few years ago, that was fucking awesome, and no one can deny it. I would edit clips in, but A, I can't edit for shit, and B, I don't want copyright. So yeah, just, you can find the clips on YouTube. Just look it up. Anyways. So, other than that, Christian has wrestled for a few other companies, mainly the big ones being WWE from the mid-90s up until roughly around 2005, 2006, when he left to work for TNA, and was actually TNA champion at least maybe once or twice. I definitely know he was a champion at one point, and had one of his best theme songs. Now, his first theme song, when he was, out of the Brood, and was actually kind of monumental in in one of the first TLC matches, along with the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys, and him and Edge. So, yeah, he was very monumental in the TLC matches we still have in WWE today, and other ladder matches from other companies, shit like that. And I believe he was in ECW at one point. Oh yeah, he was in ECW at one point, because he was ECW champion before it got, just cut off and replaced with NXT, which he was also a part of. Not wrestling in NXT. Now, this isn't the NXT we know of today. It was the 2008 NXT when it was a fucking reality TV guest show. Or game show, yeah. It was really fucking weird. I think. I could be wrong on that. But from NXT, we got a few good wrestlers from that. Like Daniel Bryan, for example. He's done some good work. Wade Barrett, who did some good stuff in WWE, but went on to do other stuff. And was pretty good, especially in Lucha Underground, which was really fucking good. And I think he was also in WCPW, but we're not talking about that. There's a lot of other YouTube videos, so yeah. And then, from then, he was in WWE for a while, after being in TNA for a few years. And then stayed in WWE for a little bit, and is currently a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah. It was interesting, especially considering that at the time Christian got it was when Edge retired back in 2011, 2012, if memory serves me correctly, due to the neck injury. 9 years later, man, Royal Rumble 2020 was a fucking blast. Little did he know that Edge would, win the 2021 Royal Rumble. at number 1, 15 years later after Benoit did it. Yeah, that was a fucking historical moment. I'm getting way too off topic. So yeah, Christian Cage did participate in WWE after leaving TNA, which I think was Impact at the time, or turned into Impact at the time. I don't know much about TNA other than, you know, there are some good wrestlers there, like Drew McIntyre was in TNA at one point, or Impact technically. Now that I think about it, a lot of WWE stars nowadays were in TNA at one point, or Impact, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm calling it what the fuck I feel like. So anyways, Cage worked in that and then in WWE for a while, and then kind of retired from it. I think went back to Impact for a year or so, and then kind of made cameos every now and again on WWE. I think he was a one-time 24/7 champion, which that title alone is just a fucking joke. Considering who's the current 24/7 champion now, it's also another fucking joke. That entire belt is a fucking joke. It's kind of like a really shittier version of the Hardcore Championship from early 2000s to mid 2000s WWE. But I digress on that point. And then recently came back for WWE to wrestle in the Royal Rumble. And got outed by, I think it was Seth Rollins. I'm not sure. But it was just a one-time deal. And everyone remembered the one last match chant that he kept saying for the better part of a good few years. Now, I could be messing a bunch of this shit up, which I'm pretty sure I fucking am. I'm just rambling into this. So, yeah. There was that. And then, a few days ago, it is currently March 9th of 2021. And the signing was March 7th. At the recent AEW pay-per-view, I think it was Revolution, if memory serves me correctly. So, and also Paul Wright, who was a Big Show in WWE and WCW, left WWE after being there for like 20 plus years. Actually, 30 now that I think about it. Coming up to roughly about 30, but at least 20 plus years. So that was also interesting. And the sad thing when Christian Cage came out is that no one recognized the theme, which was his TNA theme, which is his best theme. His second best was his original theme. I don't remember what it's called, but it had a female singer in it, and everyone says that's the second best one. The first one is his TNA theme, which is an instrumental of My Last Breath by Evanescence. I would play, but A, copyright, and B, I can't edit for shit. Look it up. So, yeah, and no one realized or remembered on the Titantron it said 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is what he did in TNA, and also the theme he used. It's basically just, he's his TNA character again. I don't mind, because he was at least a world champion in TNA, and was actually treated properly, unlike the bastardization that happened to him in WWE. Now that I think about it, the same thing kind of happened with McIntyre, now that I think about it. But now McIntyre is a 2-time WWE champion. Holy shit, now that I think about it. Okay, But then again, McIntyre had to work his way up after being fired in 2011 and working in a bunch of, like, indie promotions, even in Impact at one point. I think ROH. I think WCPW as well, but this isn't about McIntyre. This is about Cage. So, yeah, what do I see from Christian Cage in AEW? Well, for one, at least a title shot match. And being the champion. And being World Heavyweight Champion. which would be interesting. But then again, it would kind of seem like, hey, isn't this like what he did back in Impact? Which, granted, would feel very similar. But then again, considering that AEW and Impact kind of have a working relationship, roughly working relationship, and I think also New Japan has a decent relationship with AEW, so that could be interesting. Then again, I don't think Cage worked in New Japan. I don't remember, I'm just making this video off the cuff. So, in the comment section, let me know, or just call me a fucking idiot. I mean that too, but whatever. So what else do I see from Cage in AEW? Or then the title shot. Or, he is going to be a champion in that promotion. Now, it's not like what happened with Matt... Fucking, what was his last name? It was Zack Ryder from WWE. Who then left WWE, did a few matches for AEW, but didn't fully sign. Just kind of like an independent wrestler. Or independent contractor, technically. So, there was that. Do I see Cage doing the exact same thing as Ryder did? Probably not. He did sign the contract, but Cage did sign the contract on air. So, he is now officially a member of the AEW roster, and not just, hired to do, signed to do, like, a few matches here and there. So, there's that. Now, who do I see him going against for the championship? Now, Cage versus Omega would be interesting. Then again, also, it'd be interesting to see Cage versus Omega versus Jericho for the championship. And actually, fuck, throw Moxley in there for the hell of it. Have like a fucking fatal four-way match. That would honestly be interesting to see, but it won't happen. Cage, I don't see him being considering that he's constantly seen as like, tag team, considering most of his popularity is from his time with Edge in WWE and being a multi-time tag team champion. Now, I kind of don't see him going to the tag team division as much. He might do a tag match here and there, but it's unclear but I don't know who he would team with. Maybe Matt Hardy, considering they both worked at Impact at one point. I don't know if they worked together at Impact, or like when Cage left, Matt came in, and, things like that. So, that could be interesting to see. And considering that when Matt debuted in AEW, he kind of brought broken Matt Hardy back. Which, that was always fucking funny to see. Now, isn't Hardy, like, big money, Matt? If I remember correctly. I haven't been watching AEW for a while. I just only watch, like, bits and pieces of it. I don't know. This is interesting, and this has been going on for, like, almost 15 fucking minutes. So, in short, happy Christians out of WWE and into a better promotion, considering they're gonna fucking treat him right. Kind of like what they did with Impact. Kind of like what he did in Impact. And his best theme. I'm honestly kind of excited, but a little bit skeptical to see what will happen with Cage. But those are my 2 cents in a 15-minute rant. So, yeah. That will be this video. Really got nothing left to say. Other than, I'm pretty sure Cage is going to have a pretty good career in All Elite Wrestling, and I'm really fucking hyped to see what comes out of it. So, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll get my facts straight next time for Arks thoughts about episode 2. Don't know what it's going to be. So, yeah. I never really know how to end these videos without sounding like critical. And also looking like him, which is kind of fucking weird. Then again, I don't have, like, tattoos on my forearms, so and I'm 5'9", not 5'6", so... And I don't wear white t-shirts. Okay, I have like 2. So, yeah. That's all I got about for this video, and, yeah. Don't know what to say. Other than, I'm gonna reiterate myself, but Happy Cage is in a good promotion that'll treat him right. Hopefully he gets to be a world champion at least one time. And, yeah, kind of excited to what the future has to hold it for him. And, yeah, that's about it. See ya.